Dom, you've been around cars a long time.
Yeah.
How do you do that with a 3-link setup?
I wish I could tell you, because I'll just watch. Let's be honest. Any EX cars.
Yeah.
They're always figured out. If it was a dry slick, heavy dry, real dry slick,
right.
I could understand that working, but I don't even get it. I couldn't even tell you.
I don't think anybody else understands. Whatever and that's the thing. I wouldn't either. They've got something figured out.
Yeah.
And these guys are smart. They're fabricators.
Is it in shocks? Is it in angle? I couldn't even tell you.
I don't know, but man, that car's fast.
Yes, it is.
That car is fast.
You didn't see tires spin, nothing. It just did everything it's supposed to.
Truly did. Trophy Dash. Who was our winner? Sam. Who was our winner in the Trophy Dash?
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
I never take good notes. Probably the same guy that won his heat by 4 seconds, I'm guessing.
You're right. Tom Yak.
Yeah.
Tom Yak.
I wasn't going to sound too stupid on that.
He edged out, when I say edged out, 1.7 seconds over Ryan Emery. Slover was third. Hackney was fourth.
I'm thinking Ryan, I'm speaking of Emery, is probably going to want to take the changes that he made to beat his brother in their sibling rivalry back off the car and put the old setup back on. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Well, I think what you just said it might have happened Saturday night. Because who was our winner in the Strawberry Cup Sportsman A main event?
Oh, that was Ryan Emery.
Ryan Emery.
He did figure it. That's right.
He got it figured out. Whatever was going on, and I didn't get a chance to speak with him, on that level about what they changed. But you could clearly see from the heats and the dashes to the main event, it was a different race car. Yeah. From the week before, whatever they were struggling with, they figured out. Because the 97 car come to life.
Yep.
Okay. He won the feature by 1.728 seconds. Okay. Jeff Rash, remember I said that car was fast, was second. Third was Tom Yak. Both, so the top 3 cars were separated by 1.798, less than 2 seconds. From there, Brad Lato was fourth, a good run for the 51.
Oh, yeah.
This is the guy that needed it.
I think they've been struggling with overheating issues.
They've had a little bit of everything this year. If it wasn't for bad luck, Brad Lato wouldn't have any right now. This fourth place finish. Now he missed a lot of stuff happened in front of him. He actually missed. He's been gone for a number of years. Brings the car back out, gets it on the track, and like I said, bad luck, overheating, tires. I mean, just everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Strawberry Cup rolls around. He puts it all together, gets a top 5 against a strong field. Andy Brashears was fifth in the 2A car. Another guy that was gone for a long time, that Randy Boyd talked him into getting the car and go grab that one out of the barn, put it together, come out racing with us, and he did. Gets a top 5 of Strawberry Cup.
I do have something for you.
Let's do it. Come on.
If anybody's watched Rash's car go around and it has the smoke for a minute and goes away, I found out what it is.
What is it? Because here's the thing. The green flag will come out.
And I found out.
The green flag comes out, and Rash is wicked fast. You know this, Sam. Mm-hmm. He's fast. And the car's hooked up, and he's passing cars, and he's doing his thing. He's driving towards the front, reeling the leader in. Caution comes out, and as soon as the caution comes out and he lifts the throttle, there is a trail of smoke that looks like it just blew up. Yep. I mean, it literally looks like the engine just exploded.
And then it goes away.
Then they go out and they race again. The next caution comes out. He lifts the throttle, and it looks like it blew up again. What is the deal?
Okay, so, of course, I'm theorizing in my mind. Rings.
Right. We talked about it.
It's a valve guide. It was loose in the head, so every time you decelerate, it was like a PCV valve.
Okay.
Once they got it, that was the problem with it.
That's what it was.
Yep.
But a lot of smoke.
Performance, anything like that. Just the guide kept going up and down in the head.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
A lot of smoke out of the back of that car.
I sure was glad to find that out yesterday.
A lot of smoke. We are not very active on the Swears Trucking chat line tonight.
Should I call in?
That was a Sportsman Division Strawberry Cup. We're going to move over to our IMCA Modifieds. Do you remember how many cars signed in for the Modified Division?
No.
Do you?
No.
I want to say 19 for some damn
19. Take a shot at it, Dom?
Take a shot at what, sir?
The car count of the IMCA Modifieds, the Strawberry Cup.
If I remember right, I thought it was 23, my personal self, but I could be wrong. Again, this was a couple weeks ago, so I'm
26.
Oh, I'm close.
26.
Beat me again.
And you know what? I think that 23 was earlier before a couple more cars came in. So, yeah, that's about right.
There was actually a couple late arrivals. We had Fast Friday. I want to talk about this with this class. The night before, we had Fast Friday. We had IMCA Modifieds and IMCA Sport Mods. $5 to get in. Good crowd.
Hooked up track.
Great race. Like I said, one of the best modified races I think I've ever seen at that facility. Ever. And I've been there 40 years. Great race. Strawberry Cup the next night. I can't say that about that division. That race the next night, and I'm going to make some guys mad, was absolutely horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely horrible. Nothing like the night before. Like I said, I'm going to make some guys mad, but that's what I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest, and I'm not saying these guys are. I'm not saying anything about anybody. I'm talking about the race that we watched as a whole. Completely opposite the night before.
Yep.
Terrible race. It looked like 90% of these guys used up all their talent the night before.
Or it was a bump to pass or something.
It was given the track, the track did not help by any means. It was burned up. It was a one-laner for these guys on the G60s, trying to get them to work. I get all that. But the physical style of racing we saw from guys you don't expect it to see, that's what I'm saying. From guys you don't expect it. It was terrible.
Now, the winner of that race, he had a wonderful race, did a really good job, and a clean, perfect race.
Well, here's the thing about that, too, and I'm glad you brought that up. There was a challenge presented to the modifieds. Mm-hmm. Bonus money put up. Okay. Some guys took it. The 7 car of Dustin Cady.
Wonderful.
Landed on the front row. Here is a team that we're talking about, the Bar S Motorsports team. Here is a team that if luck was canned and sitting on a shelf in the store, they'd buy an empty can.
Yeah.
They have had absolutely the worst luck of any modified team this year.
Such a great program. They got, just everything set up. Everything. It was very frustrating even to watch.
You got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
Dustin Cady is a former champ.
Great driver.
Good teammate with all the knowledge.
The best thing that could have happened for that 7 car actually happened, and that was starting on the front row. He led it flag to flag.
Yep.
And what happened behind him was less than impressive, I'll tell you that.
Well, I can tell you this. I went around to congratulate him when he was in tech. And he looked at me and he goes, Campos was right there, wasn't he? And I said, no, sir.
No.
That was a full straightaway.
Yeah.
They were murdering each other behind you.
He was so clean, fast. That was his night. And I was really happy to see that for him.
Well, that team needed it.
Yes, they did.
That team needed it.
They have so much time, effort, and money invested in that team. They needed that. It was. I was so happy, and it was nice. Joel was up there watching it with us.
Yeah.
I got to see him. Yeah, he was very emotional.
He was. And with the effort that team was put in, the hard work they put in, good for them. Now there isn't anybody in that field, and I mean anybody that wouldn't have traded spots with him.
Oh.
Given the way that, not knowing beforehand, obviously, but afterwards, and knowing how that race went down and everything, there wasn't anybody in that field, I don't care who you are, that wouldn't have traded spots with him. You could have put $1,000 bonus money up.
Yep.
And after the race, they would have said, I wouldn't have taken the challenge.
I don't blame him a bit if he did, because, you had the perfect spot, and he perfectly clean, race. He was.
Absolutely.
I was so just really impressed.
And but here's the thing. You would think winning the Strawberry Cup, which is not the first time. I think it's his 4th Strawberry Cup. You would think winning the Strawberry Cup would be a pretty happy moment. Mm-hmm. With all that said, and how fast that car was, and how well it worked, all that stuff, there was still frustration in Dustin Cady after that race. And he had the best race of everybody. It was clean, no bump, no grind, up front, smooth sailing. And he was still and I think it's just frustration mixed with a little bit of relief. Okay, we finally got one. Now I got a chance. Had a chance to really feel the car and see put a whole race together.
It broke the curse.
Right, but there was still. It was kind of like, it wasn't the Dustin Katie that I know.
I think it's because it took them longer than they knew. They knew they were going to be fast, and they couldn't figure out what was holding them up besides the bad luck. Traffic's been murder. And I actually want to say Jeremy Means, thank you for bringing it up in the pit meeting with the flag. And if I'm bringing up the blue and the yellow, you guys need to hold your line. And he brought it up twice, and I still don't think it really helped that much.
I was going to say, I think there's a couple of guys either didn't see it or didn't care.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to make big lights.
Something. But, but the fact that he's even saying it is good. I mean, that's good. I was so excited to watch that race, knowing what happened the night before. And then the Strawberry Cup rolls around, and it was just kind of like, what are we looking at here?
I think you got a lot of guys that are super hungry.
Well,
Super hungry.
And I'm sure that's part of it. And I'm sure part of it was the fact that it's a Strawberry Cup.
Sure.
If there's 2 races at Willamette Speedway you want to win, what are they?
Clear Cup.
And Strawberry Cup. Okay? Well, that's when we see guys run the hardest. I understand that. But there was some stuff going on out there that was clearly intentional. Yep. There's hard racing, which is great to watch. Then there's that intentional stuff that you see, and it's kind of like...
I personally know about 4 people that are so frustrated they don't even want to go back and race.
I've heard some others say that. Now, that's, again, after a race like that, I see why someone would say it. It wasn't a great race, really, for anybody but Dustin Katie. I can understand someone in the heat of the moment.
I'm not trying to take it away from him. I mean, that was...
No, you're right. But I can see why, and I'm going to what you just said, I can see why somebody would say, in the heat of the moment, oh, I'm not coming back. This is bull crap.
Again, I guess what I was trying to interpret. I apologize.
Right. No, I know what you meant. I think everybody else did too. Mm-hmm. But
I talked to a lot of the modified drivers because the modifieds is kind of one of my thing. It's one of the classes I really like. Mm-hmm. I mean, I literally don't want to put cameras on cars so I can watch that class. So I talked to a lot of those drivers, and they are literally so tight on speed. Even with Collins' domination in speed with the new Victory Circle, he's come out and just bad fast. A lot of these guys, like Campos, are fast. Bryson's fast. Gray's fast. A lot of these guys know that if they don't go, they're giving up their opportunity to win because there's so much speed and talent behind them that if someone holds them up, and I think that's part of the aggressiveness coming out. I've never really watched Bryson put a bumper to somebody so many times.
And we've talked about it.
And he's doing it. And I don't mean to be calling Bryson out saying he's...
No, you're not calling him out. We know what you're saying. The frustration level it's at that point. Guys, the racing is so hard in that class. When you see someone like Bryson James, putting a bumper on somebody, that kind of tells you what kind of race we're looking at.
And the thing is, too, you mentioned the fast cars. If you look at all of them are fast.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a tight.
Right.
They know it's so tight in speed that if anybody holds them up and they know their car's on point,
right.
They're literally trying to do whatever they can, and it's taking guys out. Superman, literally, he can slide job anybody. I've got video of him doing a slide job in traffic,
right,
3 wide,
right.
So you can't tell me he's not talented.
Oh, no.
And I'm not putting him on a pedestal, but he's doing this stuff, and he's running around this race 6 laps in with a flat left front tire and refuses to come off because he knows if he starts in the back, he doesn't even have a shot to win.
Listen to this in qualifying. I'm going to read you. Let's just go with the top 8. Let's go with the top 8 qualifiers here at Willamette for the Strawberry Cup, okay? Fast qualifier was Colin Weinberger. Bryson James was second. John Campos was third. These are the cars that went 1, 2, 3 the night before. Yep. Not in that order, but 1, 2, 3 the night before. Fourth fast was Jeff Lovell in the 40. Jesse Williamson, 5th. Sean Mayes, 6th. Gray Ferrando, 7th. And Dustin Katie was 8th. Mm-hmm. Those are your top 8 qualifiers. Listen to the times. Fast time, 16.516.
Remember that time.
16-5.